Hey guys, it's me, Big Dick Randy, back at it again. Today, I'm going to be asking the mortal question of, do my parents love me? And the simpler question of, oh look, can I memorize a bunch of smokes on Anubis? Because, you know what? I'm feeling some smokes. You can throw these two, they're going to land one right there, fantastic, and one in the E-box. So, this is ideally for someone who wants to, you know, either run a this way maybe, I don't actually know why you do that one, but you know, if you don't like E-box, be an E-box, hey look, I can go over here now or something, and you might be like, oh, but Silverlux, what if you don't spawn close to this? What if you spawn like fuck ass over here because for some reason there's a spawn here? Well, don't worry, you see this pillar here? It's the third one, that means it's Sigma. You line yourself up roughly in the middle. You're like, ah, this is some cool sheet. Yeah, yeet. And then you're like, you know what? I don't have a rhyme for that one. But, you know, all that you need to know is it lines up here, and it lines up here in the exact same way. So you have no fucking excuse for being a lazy bastard. Last one I can think of immediately in spawn is this one. You go up here, you're like, oh, you know what? This E-box smoke that I just deleted actually, but whatever, it lands here. It's a little bit cringe, you know? What if I want something deeper? Because it turns out, for some fucking reason, the T's, if you give them an op, they can get here before the CTs can. And it's actually not even that close, which is kind of funny. Which means that, you know, if an opper, let's say Radix, because it'd most likely be Radix, wants to come down through A, they might actually want to hold this for a second just to maybe get a little cheeky kill, do whatever, I don't know. And if that's the case, well, you don't want to throw the other smoke, well, you can, but, you know, simply because that one covers everything, but instead you can just sort of make love with this plank of wood here. You see this little, weird splodge here on the brick. Don't know why it's this one, but you kind of aim at that and then aim at the little sort of shit in between the bricks. Forgot what it's called. Probably something important. You jump for that bad boy. And you know what? It takes a business day to land, but it's fine because it goes through the motherfucking roof. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's fucking perfect. It's magical. And guess what? That goes there. Your opper still has a very clean shot. However, the CTs, if they come out here, they are blind for way too fucking long. Opper can get an easy kill. What's also great about this is anyone else on CT, they look at this and they go, oh shit, that's a smoke on B. They're gonna execute B because, you know, this is like a really nice smoke. Like it perfectly cuts off this doorway. Fuck you, cannot ping. And so, you know, they might come through here, which means you can just sort of throw this and either actually execute B, or just be like, Lamau, I have an opper here, he's doing funny business, anyway we're going A. Speaking of A, I have a couple variations of things. Firstly, you can kind of just shove yourself in here. These are the probably less good smokes, but I mean, you can throw them if you want. There's something to do with it, I don't know. You see this little L-like shape here, pretty cool. You just want to kind of put your crosshair on the top of the L there and just sort of left click throw, and then right here you just sort of vibe and just sort of like, you know, this one is, there's no strategy, it's just pure vibes and shit. Anyway, so these two should smoke off this, which means if you want to have someone planting the bomb, they can plant it here, and then, you know, you jump up here and you contest people who might be kind of aimlessly walking out of the smoke like, hey, I still have control. Wrong, no control. And, you know, I guess you can also come up here and, you know, hold that, whatever, easy peasy lemon squeezy, you know how it be. Alternatively, if you feel like not doing that, you can come up to this corner here, very cool corner, and you see these two little parts of the boxes right here. Sort of aim in the middle and just sort of jump throw that bitch. And then while you're at it, you can also just sort of come up here. God forbid I actually get up on that first try. And then you kind of want to aim at the top here and then just sort of bring it up a little bit. You're just going to want to left click throw that. And then, you know, you run in and you have yourself a very nice smoke here and a very nice smoke there. Now I will say with this smoke is it actually lands a slight bit like, there's a moment where this sort of area here is still kind of visible, so you might shoot someone. So ideally, if your team are rushing in, you might tell them, like, hey, Suka, slow down for a second, and they're like, oh, okay, my apologies. And then they rush, and then it's fine, because like a second later, that clears up. Yeah, and if you want to throw these sort of smokes as well, you plant bomb, whatever, easy peasy, you do shit like that. Now, let's say you also want to execute A, and you kind of want to do it through mid, and you want to be like, yeah, let's have some people come through here, but, you know, gosh darn it, there's someone here. They insta-dink you, you're dead, GG easy, you suck. Or the same applies with right here. Well, you know, no problem, doesn't matter. What you're going to do is you just want to kind of, like, really just sort of get up in the cooch of this plank. Now make sure it's this side and not this side. You might not have noticed the difference here, and if you didn't, that's because you're stupid. But there is a slight difference here. You can notice my foot just sort of doing whatever the fuck that is. That's not how people walk, by the way. Anyway, you want to just sort of aim around here, and you want to W jump through that one. Make sure not to do it here, otherwise you will do a funny other smoke that's, you know, it's cool, but it's not what we want. Anyway, this thing will pop just as you come out here, so maybe hold your gun ready, I don't know. Either way, if someone's up here, they're not seeing shit. If someone's up here, they're not seeing shit. They can jump up here if they want to get some kind of, you know, a sneaky thing in here, but like all you do is you just sort of like walk in, you just go like, oh, dead. And what's great about this is, let's say, you know, you're holding here, right? You just don't see the smoke. Like it's already there, and you're like, oh shit. And maybe someone's quick on their feet, and they go, ah yes, I need to run over here to take this and try and take control and challenge the T's. But unfortunately, you're fucking stupid, and I hate you, because realistically speaking, let me just kill that smoke right there. I can throw this in lickety-split. I can sort of, you know, by the time you notice that I've really thrown this, you're kind of cooked. It's like, you know, this is good, nothing's happening here. And you know, what you would pretty easily do is just sort of run around here, and then just throw a Molotov. You just throw one down, and all of a sudden, fucking counter-terrorist, CT stands for cuck, by the way. They can't do anything, or otherwise they get hurt. And at the end of the day, if you're really feeling spicy after that, you can throw another smoke, because, you know, I'm sure your teammates will drop you 40 billion smokes so you can do that. This one was terrible. As a matter of, wow, that's bad. Anyway, we're just gonna move on from that one, because I'm embarrassed to look at that. The last sort of things I know roughly how to do is, one, if you're gonna be, you know, executing B in a timely, you know, decent manner, and one for, oh fuck, oh rush B suka, ah! So, you know, let's start with you have a coordinated team that actually talk to you, so basically ignore this next section, you'll never actually use it. You know, just line up your crosshair right about there, just click, yeah, left click, throw that one, and you want to put your crosshair here too, and then fuck it, you know, here, just for good measures as well. And what this will do is, it'll smoke this shit off, it'll smoke that shit off, and guess what? It's smoking that shit off too. You get the plant, your mother loves you again, easy peasy lemon squeezy. But what if, you know, there's some rotund Russian on your team that's like, oh, Russia be suka, oh. Well, you don't have to worry. If you're roughly on this side, actually you don't even need to be, but you can come over here. You can just sort of line up one of fucking these, and guess what? You know, it's not the best smoke in the world, but in a pinch, in a rush, it will get you somewhere, as it does kind of just do that. So, you know, you still need someone to check here and someone to check here, but I mean, you kind of already had to do it anyway or something, I don't fucking know. Yeah, anyway, that was me doing stuff and showing the fact that I've totally learned all of these. I mean, I say totally, I actually don't have... I'm surprised I threw all of these without fucking it up, but, you know, whatever, live, laugh, love, and,